Alright, what's up guys, and what's up everyone on YouTube. Hopefully the Twitch chat gives you guys a warm welcome as well. And as someone said, I've just been playing Soul Calibur for like 2 hours and I really enjoy it. And then I boot up Tekken and everyone in the stream is like, oh finally, bless the holy balls. And then they see this guy and they go, fuck you main man. And I don't know why, he's part of Tekken now guys. I mean, you will learn to love this guy. But, so, if you followed my YouTube channel lately, I've posted several ranked sessions with this guy, Noctis. I've done really well using 2 moves. And Aura. This is, oh god. This is Aura. This is, those 2 moves, I've reached Divine Ruler. What I'm going to try and explain in this video is how I think Noctis doesn't work when it comes to the balancing. Okay. So first off, Noctis is not OP. He's never going to be the best tournament character. He's simply not one of the absolute best characters. He's good, but he's not one of the absolute best. However, there's an issue with Noctis. We had the same issue in Tag 2, whereas the Capoeiras, Eddie and Christy, they were not the best characters, but they had a couple of moves. Back 1-4, for example, it was so fucking strong in that it was super easy to do. I mean, this is what you needed to do. This is the execution needed. And what did you need to counter it? Massive amounts of execution, knowledge. Is that an English word? Knowledge. You needed a lot of things to be able to counter that move. So, while pro players could counter it, it completely destroyed the game for everyone in green ranks, yellow ranks. Everyone who wasn't a top tier player got blown up by back 1-4. And you'd see capo players who had 0 fundamentals in the highest ranks just relying on back 1-4. And case in point, Bandai Namco removed back 1-4. Was Eddie overpowered? No, he wasn't. He didn't win any tournaments in Tag 2. You probably remember that. But back 1-4 was still removed because it made the game AIDS for everyone else. And I just brought that up because I feel it's the same with Noctis in this game. How is it that I've played Jin Kazumur for many years and I struggle to get Mighty Ruler and I still get demoted? I'm stuck at Mighty Ruler. With this guy, it's a fucking rocket to the top. Divine Ruler, like uncontested, using 2 moves. So, what is it that makes Noctis so fucking effective with very little effort? And what move am I talking about? It's pretty damn good. It got a very unnecessary buff for Season 2. In Season 1, on hit, it would do like Heihachi's down back 2. It would give Noctisu frame advantage, but it wouldn't knock them down. But in this game, well, I mean in Season 2, they get knocked down, and they'll pretty much eat another down back 2 because, well, sorry, another, because they are in such a bad position. It's hard to stand up. That's a big buff, but that's not the biggest problem with Noctis. This move is the new back 1-4. This is what I've realized after having played him. This is the new capo back 1-4. It is incredibly easy to do. Aura is done by pressing down back 1+2. But in order to counter this move, wow, you are a PhD Tekken player. You are a great player. I blow everyone the fuck up with that move. Some of the best players in Europe I've played, they eventually adapt, but they do lose a couple of times. So, I just want to go in detail what is the problem with down back 1+2. I've done it somewhat in streams. I've done it in my breakdown of Noctis for Season 2. But in case you haven't heard it, let me just explain to you what makes down back 1+2 such a ridiculously over-the-top move. So the obvious thing is that it's a mid, and it's a mid launcher, and it's a class 1 launcher. It gives huge damage. Okay, it's got enormous range. The range on this move cannot be overstated. It is insane. And now you also have to take into account that Akuma is a character with a rather small hitbox. If the opponent is playing a larger character, that hits from further away. But as you can see already here, that's huge range. Okay. And now another thing with this move is that it hits grounded. And it flips them, as you can see. And the thing here is that when you use this move as a ground hitting tool, what happens if they try to stand up? It gives you a full launch, of course. So already here we have something that's very good. And and let's just say it's perfectly safe. It's -16. If you use it from point blank, some characters like Brian, if they do a really good 4-4-2, they will be able to punish you. But you will always be using this from a couple of steps away, like this, rendering it perfectly safe, unless you whiff it. So that's insane. I am also gonna say that it has some crushing. If someone does a high, it's going to get crushed, because if you take a look here, he ducks down as he's doing it. It will crush highs. Okay. So already here, we have a pretty damn good move, don't we? Ground hitting, class 1 launcher that's safe at the appropriate distance. It's got enormous range. But it doesn't end there. And this is what breaks the move. It tracks quite a bit. Let's try and demonstrate this. We're gonna jab into step. Okay, he's getting a perfect sidewalk. What the fuck? Is it range specific? Ah, it tracks a lot. I've tested this a million times. I've done this a million times in practice mode. I've just never seen it whiff like this. Ah, it is range specific, yes. Alright. But it still whiffs a lot. I mean, I've never seen it whiff like this. It's so interesting that I actually want to switch character. Am I just placing it so well when I'm playing Noctis?
The king of Iron Fist, Noctis Lucis Kylum, Sergei Dragunov. Get ready for the next battle.
But yeah, okay. One thing we know for sure is that it's range specific. You'll never use. It's as I said before. You will never use down back 1+2 from this range. You will stand at this range, making it safe. And this is also where it tracks the most. So just to make that clear. But I still want to test this. Gonna try both sides. Okay. Okay. I learned something now. Sidewalks from point blank range will beat down back 1+2, which they should, because if they didn't, this would basically be a homing move. What it does catch quite frequently are normal side steps.
Hi, I'm just donating you so I can show my GF how Twitch works lol, and actually I love your stream and keep going man.
So, this is what's happening. If someone sidewalks your down back 2 at point blank range, it's gonna whiff. If they sidestep your down back 1+2 at point blank range, it's going to hit depending on if they time their sidestep perfectly or not. The down back 1+2 should have no tracking whatsoever. If it's used from the appropriate range, as I told you, it should be used from here. It's going to track sidesteps like fucking crazy. And even sidewalks get eaten alive by this move. Fuck you, Dragonov. But what I'm trying to say is that this move should have no tracking whatsoever. He should be reverting to his homing moves. You know, 1+2, forward 1+2. I feel this move should have zero tracking. It just busts the character. It's too easy to catch people with this move when they step. Well, I mean, Chars won, and it doesn't from the looks of it. Take a look at my ranked sessions with Noctis. I'm just trying to tell you that from this range, you'll be using that move. And it tracks like crazy from this range, his nutsack here. Here, yeah, it doesn't track, but you will never use this move from point blank. You're using it from here. It shouldn't track at all. If you doubt the tracking, look at my ranked sessions with this character. I made it to Divine Ruler, beating some great players, using down back 2 and down back 1+2, and trust me, it tracks like a motherfucker, even if it looked weird now that I tested it here in practice mode. Down back 1+2 fits too many purposes in one move. The tracking should absolutely be removed. I would even patch it if I was Bandai Namco, because there's no excuse whatsoever for a character being able to rely on 2 moves and making it as far as I did with the character. So yeah, that's my opinion on Noctis. Down back 1+2 should be changed.